Peter Bullivant, and welcome to this video. It's the first in a series of videos setting out the outcomes of our work exploring patient safety and quality in provider collaboratives. I'd like to take a chance to thank all of the members of the teams of the NHS-led provider collaborative in the Midlands for giving us their time and inspiring this work. We have produced a guide that helps you create a psychological safety climate in and across your provider collaborative. In this first video, we explore the concept of psychological safety, why it is important, how it can increase effectiveness, and make your teams a better place to be. We aim to show you why this should not just be another thing on the list of things you have to do, but can in fact help you with all of that list. Most notably creating a more open environment for better outcomes for patients and greater satisfaction for all of those people working hard every day trying to make a difference. Provider collaboratives are a care model introduced to reduce organisational barriers that are unhelpful for patient care through devolved lead provider commissioning arrangements. They have the opportunity to be so much more. They have the chance to turn quality assurance into quality improvement, to nurture an environment that supports people work together to create continual change for continuous improvement. Why? Well, collaboratives are different. They can operate without the more traditional hierarchical organisational structures. They can focus on function, not form. They can focus on the people, not just the processes. They can adopt an approach of working as a collective of teams, working together for a common purpose and not an organisation determined by structures. Why is this important? Let's take a moment to think about why teams are important. Healthcare is delivered by people, often working as a team. A collaborative can bring together different teams to work together with a common purpose. A common purpose that people value and are inspired by. It is the interactions between people that make the difference, and therefore how people feel is important. People who work in healthcare are not usually primarily motivated by money or other more explicit motivation. People are here because they care. Collaboratives can tap into this to inspire and motivate teams and individuals. They can bring together teams in different organisations who have something in common. They care for the same group of people. They can focus on the why and tap into it. Why do people do the amazing things that they do despite the challenges that they face? They can use words to inspire and motivate. Words that describe their values. Words that define their collective purpose. Words that can make people feel safe. Words that can make people care. The why is so important as it taps into the part of the brain that drives beliefs, emotions, and motivation. Collaboratives are lucky as they have the opportunity to build on the fundamentally great why, making people's lives better. If we do not let this get lost in everything else. Healthcare is delivered by people, not organisations. It is about the interaction between people. These interactions are always different. Different patients, different days, different circumstances, different decisions. These decisions are always part of a chain of events of other decisions. Small changes can have a big impact in the outcomes of the system, the patient outcomes. Therefore, healthcare is a complex adaptive system. Trying to apply more reductionist command and control approaches is not effective and sometimes can be disastrous. Reductionist approaches work with complicated systems like engines or clockwork. There are many individual pieces, but they all interact in the same way. It is predictable. More fuel, more power. A complex system is not predictable. Small changes can have a huge impact. The butterfly effect. We need to adopt systems thinking to have greater understanding of what is actually happening in these complex systems, or work as done, as it's called. Understanding relationships, interactions, and information flow. Why are decisions made, not just what decisions? Pathways, processes, and procedures can help us develop understanding of what should happen or work as imagined, but not work as done. Every day is different, and people adapt all the time. Individuals use their skills and experience to make decisions to make it work as best as they can every day. It is this adaptability that makes things work in complex environments such as healthcare. As individuals have autonomy to use their skills and experience, teams need the autonomy to adapt, test, and change and make it the best they can. It is people that create change. People working together can create bigger change. But people working together with psychological safety can create amazing things. The concept of psychological safety was discovered by Amy Edmondson with her project exploring the hypothesis that more effective healthcare teams would report less errors. What she actually discovered was the opposite. The more effective healthcare teams reported more errors. These teams were comfortable reporting errors, as reviewing errors was an opportunity to learn and grow together. It was not about attributing fault or blame. This was not the same as being nice. These reviews can be challenging and probing, but they are task orientated and about collective improvement for a collective goal. It was about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. It was not about impression management, portraying an effective team, but openness to learn together to be an effective team. The concept was further expanded and validated by the Google Aristotle project, which sought to explain why some teams were more effective than others. It explored the traditional team concepts, but these did not explain the data until they discovered Amy's work. They found that psychological safety to be the most important factor in determining team effectiveness. There were other, more traditional concepts, but psychological safety was the most important. And when we look at the others, meaning, impact, clarity, we can see how a collective purpose that people value can be so important. Psychological safety is about feeling safe to speak up, candor, but it is so much more. It is about a team feeling safe to contribute, learn, and challenge each other to create better solutions. It is about helping people be more effective, more creative, and more engaged together. A collaborative can be viewed as a collective of teams working together. They have the opportunity to function like a team of teams, especially if operating with psychological safety within and across the teams. As we saw from the Aristotle project, working together with a valued collective purpose is an important factor for the level of effectiveness. A team of teams exists when there is a collective purpose that everyone understands, owns, and values. As part of our guide, we illustrate how to use an objective setting process and review process called OKRs to determine precise individual, team, and organisational objectives. The power of this is when it operates at the individual team level, but also shows how these individual team OKRs align with the overall collective OKRs. It is a process that gives clarity, transparency, and rigour to defining purpose and setting objectives that are ambitious, achievable, and that are aligned with the collective purpose. It provides a mechanism to enable psychological safe conversations around performance that are objective and task orientated, challenging but objective. It helps demonstrate change, progress, and achievement, which can have a huge impact. Seeing how a team's achievement has contributed to a collective success develops self-efficacy and increases motivation. People see how their work fits in and how their achievements are helping the common valued goal. It exists when a team works together without hierarchy. It exists when all teams have awareness of what other teams are trying to achieve and what we're all trying to achieve together. It exists when teams have the autonomy to drive change at pace. A team of teams consists of different types of teams, those providing frontline services, project teams, and leadership teams such as the board. The role of a leader within psychological safe team is to nurture behaviours, facilitate communication, empower, and problem solve. The leadership team has the same role in the team of teams: to nurture behaviours, facilitate communication, empower, and problem solve. It is a set of teams working independently and together at the same time with a collective goal. The awareness of objectives and achievements across all teams can create a powerful effect. It can nurture knowledge sharing and subsequent knowledge creation. It supports the creation of emergent ideas when individuals and teams produce progress that's greater than the sum of the parts. Our research has shown that there are many potential benefits from creating a psychological safety climate for teams to operate in. Firstly, it turns the them into us. A collective purpose creates a common goal and gives the foundations for teams to identify with this common goal and the collaborative that aims to achieve it. This is particularly true when this purpose is co-produced and therefore valued. Awareness of the achievement and challenges and progress of other teams nurtures empathy and understanding. Facilitating communication across and between teams and installing individuals that proactively network and communicate between teams further breaks down barriers to build identity to create the sense of us. Psychological safety environments support the growth of learning behaviours. Without personal fear, people feel able to share, contribute, and challenge objectively. They can see that reviewing challenges and when these things go wrong is a positive experience that helps everybody develop and grow. Reframing failure into learning experience creates a more open culture where people do not fear sharing or highlighting incidents or actions. There is no need for impression management as it is about transparency and learning without fear and to the achievement of the collective goal. Psychological safety can always make being part of the team a better place to be. The research shows that a psychological safety climate can lead to more engaged individuals. This can influence the levels of motivation, increase the levels of well-being, and a reduction in burnout. Finally, a psychological safety climate can increase a team's effectiveness and the overall performance. Change becomes natural and continuous, innovation spreads, and emergent ideas emerge. It can lead to a better, more effective, and happier place to work. We hope you found that video useful and it has started you thinking, what would happen if we did this and how it might work for us? In our other videos, we explore the guide in more detail as well as the evidence base for it. Our guide aims to show you the key components we believe are necessary to build this climate, with the aim of creating curiosity, provoking thoughts, and starting the conversation. We can't prescribe how it's going to work for you, but we can start you on that journey. For more information, please join the NHS network that we've set up specifically for the provider collaboratives in the Midlands. Alternatively, or for more support, please contact us directly. Thank you for your time.